Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by A.G. Hines Company. Exterior insulation finish systems. They are the way of the future in building, folks. Wood, stone, brick, stucco, all with drainage systems built right in. If you are building a home or business, get to A.G. Hines Company. Ask the experts which exterior insulation finish system is right for the job you are working on. aghines.com to learn more. A.G. Hines Company, right in downtown Knoxville for more than 100 years. Great family-owned business for 4 generations. All right, let's welcome in the next round of panelists right here. Josh Ward, Chuck Cavaleris, Bob Hodge, thanks to everyone. Jimmy, you get to start, and I think this is going to be pretty easy. Who was the best player on the field yesterday?
Cody Schrader. He shredded Tennessee. He's the first player in SEC history to have over 200 yards rushing in a game and over 100 yards receiving. A guy that got 25 yards rushing on Tennessee the year before, and yet they couldn't tackle him. He was a beast. He had a terrific game, and they did a nice job of using him in the passing game as well, because Tennessee decided they're not going to throw to him, so we're not going to guard him. But Cody Schrader.
It was Dexter McCluster-esque. Schrader had 321 yards total, I believe. McCluster had 324 against you in 2009, so it was almost exactly a McCluster-esque game. Do we all agree? I think Brady Cook deserves a mention, but do we all agree Schrader?
Yes.
Okay, good.
He will be honored by the SEC tomorrow for what he did.
There we go. Good. Yes. So we made up some time there. What was the worst coaching move from either coach? What was the worst coaching move?
Well, I got one. 30 seconds to go, and you line up and try to kick a field goal. Why did you try to kick a field goal with that much time left on the clock? What's the point? I mean, even if you can sit there and say, well, they'll cover the spread if they hit a field goal. Okay, probably shouldn't be doing that. I thought that was the most worthless thing. Not only was it Josh Heupel's worst coaching move yesterday, it was the worst coaching move he's made since he's been here. I just thought it was ridiculous.
I think some people would say that maybe going for that last touchdown on Missouri last year is up there. Yeah. But yes,
I'm glad they missed it.
I thought it was ridiculously. We were watching it together, and you said, "This is what Akron does.
Yes,
this is what an Austin P does." Yeah. And you're right. My take on that was know when you're beat. Know when you're beat. You had your tail kicked. Either put Nico in to hand off and get some experience in an SEC game, or let Milton hand off. But you've already got injuries piling up. What, are you trying to get double digits? Just get out of there. Stop all these little passes down 36-7. I'm sorry, there's no shame in running up a white flag occasionally when your tail has been utterly kicked to neck level.
Yeah, and on top of that, it really set up the chance for an ugly situation,
yes,
just like at Florida. I mean, and it was.
Which was also a Heupel
Which was also a timeout there. I thought schematically, your linebackers against Cody Schrader, you did not have a chance. And the way he was able to get out on a couple of those passes, it just really boggled my mind.
So that was your worst coaching move?
Yeah, you did not have a chance to cover him, and you couldn't tackle him.
Okay. Josh, worst coaching move?
So mine is kind of a carryover from last week. Last week we were talking about, after the UConn game, why is Tennessee worried about faking injuries against UConn? It can be an issue at any time, but in that game, 3 fake injuries against the Huskies. Yesterday, in the middle of the second quarter, and they did it a few times, and Gary Danielson actually praised them for it later near the goal line, but Tennessee is trotting players on and off the field slowly to try to mess with the play clock. There's a ton of time left, by the way. Missouri ends up snapping it with about 15 to 17 seconds left. But they're so worried about players taking their sweet time to get on and off the field, they didn't actually get set for the play, and it was an easy 7-8 yard game for Cody Schrader. Now, he probably would have gotten 7 or 8 yards if they were set for the play based on how yesterday was going, but they were so focused on messing with Missouri, they weren't focused on taking care of their own business.
Good point. Jimmy, do you have a worst coaching move?
Well, there were about 42 of them. But the one that bothered me as much as any of them, and you've hit on some good points, was when Missouri's backed up on their 1 yard line and they got 3rd and 10, and they ran an inside blitz. Nobody had any containment. And I'm like, what are you doing? I thought they over-blitzed in the game anyway. But to blitz inside, and he rolled out to the right, and there's nobody anywhere in the picture, and he gets 24 yards. To me, schematically, that was just a dumb call. I didn't get it.
Good stuff. One last note that I'll just throw out here. It's something we'll watch and probably comment on later. Josh Heupel, the bad blood at the end of the game. All right, Drinkwitz and Heupel don't like each other, pretty obviously. Or Drinkwitz doesn't like Heupel. Beamer doesn't like Heupel. Jim Mora last week didn't like Heupel. Okay, let's just start making notes here. This is interesting. Not that there's anything wrong. Nobody likes Steve Spurrier either, but it just makes you, how do the other guys see you? All right, a lot of people don't like you for some reason, whether it's Josh Heupel out there before the game shooing guys off the field, whether it's timeout at Florida, whether it's a stupid field goal attempt with no point in that game at the end. I don't know. He's got some enemies out there. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's good that you just like it. All right, you see the QR code there on your screen. Click that. Tell us which game was the bigger loss. Which game was worse? South Carolina last year, Missouri this year, and South Carolina 69%. Keep voting and telling us how that goes. When we come back, the Stoll train is going to run some people over. What was the worst position group on the field yesterday? We've only got 7 minutes for this segment. Everybody's going to have to get in quick. Come on back.